What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is January 25th, 2024. Um, Man, time's already flying by, man. I'm going to be an old man this year. 32, man. It's crazy. But, like any other year, life's going to be full of challenges, right? Everyday challenges. You know, down from cleaning the house, doing dishes, vacuuming, laundry, stuff like that. Hopefully we're pretty much done with shoveling snow off the roof. If not, might get hit with another snow thing. Usually we do before the snow goes away. So, not looking forward to it, but I'm grateful that we do got snow compared to, right before January. So what, like a month ago, we didn't have any snow. So it's pretty crazy. It was wild winter so far. And hopefully it doesn't like bleed into later months than it has been usually for us, right? And stuff like that. Because shoveling snow is a pretty big challenge too, especially if you're a guy out there and you shovel. Women shovel too. So, if you're a woman out there, you shovel. Hey, congratulations, man. It's pretty tough work. Ma'am, I'm sorry, not sir or man, whatever. I forget. I'm kind of inconsiderate when it comes to that kind of stuff, but or I just lack vocabulary. No, that wasn't a word, but I just made this shit up. But everyday challenges. Everybody has them, especially if you're a parent out there. A parent, a dog owner, a cat owner. It can be a challenge sometimes to, especially if you got to teach your dog something. I'm not the best teacher for my animals and stuff like that, but she's really mellow, so I'm glad. I take pride in that. She's not chewing everything up, not peeing and pooping in the house. There's people that that their animals go right in the house, and that's like a cat. Understandable, they got a cat box or whatever, but like not straight up on the floor. Like they have their dogs pissing on the floor, shitting on the floor, and stuff like that. And it's like it'd be easier if you just showed them how to go outside or whatever. Like enforce it or whatever, and train them. Spend a little bit of time with them. Stuff like that, and we got our dog. She loves people, man. She doesn't listen worth crap when somebody else comes around, but you get her alone, she's listening and stuff like that. And it's like, man, you little turkey, why don't you listen when people are around? So it just means that people have to be around more often, and that's where we're neglecting that. We got to do something about that, stuff like that. So it's just another challenge, right? And you got to learn how to do that, and um, when you're training a dog, you're not just training the dog, you're training yourself too. It's almost like being a parent. I thought it was just gonna be me teaching the kid, but end of the day, it's the kid teaches you so much more about yourself. Your children and stuff like that, of where you stand at, and where you lack at, especially if you're talking about communications to another individual, and stuff like that. Um, it's teaching me a lot, man. It humbles you, and I think that's where, like, if you hadn't really had leadership skills or anything like that, any kind of training on that kind of stuff, you pretty much got to learn it, and so all those good parents out there, and you don't believe in yourself if you work a job where you want to become like a team lead or something like that, move up in leadership. Just got to remember that being a parent is similar to that. You know what I mean? It's you got to create direction, you got to create a bunch of different things, and a lot of that ties into like being a team lead and stuff like that. So to all you guys got some grown ass kids out there that are doing great, and they're smart and stuff like that. Be proud of that. And next time, if you work manufacturing or something, and a team lead position opens up or something, or whatever position, supervisor position, just know that you're capable of it. You raise kids, for Christ's sake. Have that confidence, because at the end of the day, not everybody can do it that well. Not everybody has their kids. Not everybody's able to teach their kids right and wrong and stuff like that. And um, like I said, it's a hell of an accomplishment, and people should be more proud of themselves when they're able to do that and when they do that. So, Yeah, like keep that in mind. These are those are like some simple challenges that people don't even realize that they're completing. You know what I mean? And or they're capable of. Like I have like since I've been of age to work. My first job, I got eight. Well, I had a job before that when I was underage, right? But you didn't have opportunities to move up. You just did what they told you because you're 16 or 15 or whatever the age is, right? And stuff like that. But when you become of working age and you're able to move up, you become a team lead, you become a supervisor or something like that. Uh, I was 19 when I got first team lead job, right? Um, fresh out of into 19, and people were like, "Oh my God, I gotta," like you go through certain hardships and stuff like that when you're a young person, and you do find yourself into those positions because you worked your butt off, through that first year of work, stuff like that. And they see something in you that they wanna, that they give you the opportunity to become that, and then they give you trainings and all that kind of stuff, and you got to learn pretty quick, because it's going to be full of challenges. There might be older people that don't want to listen to you because you're younger. I faced stuff like that when I was younger, especially because my first job was a deli. It was Monoman Shooting Star Casino. I became a team lead there. Eventually, became a supervisor and stuff like that because they had like different brackets for it, right? Line cook, um, team lead, supervisor. It just entails different responsibilities that you have to do, right? A team lead is just that, you lead everybody on the line, and then you know, make sure it goes smoothly. You're more in charge of the training, or make sure the training gets done, and you got to make sure everything's stocked and all that kind of jazz. Then you go into supervisor, you got to worry about time cards and all that kind of jazz. Making sure that things get ordered, random shit like that. And it's not as hard as it is as one would think. It's a little bit more responsibility and stuff like that. And obviously, if you do be a parent on the fly, you know what I mean. um, it's nothing compared to being a parent. um, but like I said, first went through a bunch of things of, some older people that were just starting, came in. I was like, dude, I already got like a year, 2 years into this job. I'm gonna know a little bit more than you. You can't tell them that. You're just like, hey, come on, man, we gotta get this done. Or else this line's gonna stack up quick. You gotta show them the ropes and stuff like that. Eventually, you earn that respect, but sometimes they just don't because. Um, from there, it was just, oh well, I'm older than you, I don't have to listen to you. I was like, well then, if this is how you want to be and you don't want to work at all, then you got to go out the door, right? And that was like the first person I ever had to let go in my life, and it was scary. That was a challenge in and of itself. Is like, dude, what the heck? But this this person just didn't want to work, right? And they refused, and they just sat there while everybody was like, hey, can you at least do some dishes or something? And she was like, no. And then like sat there with their arms crossed. It's like, we're not gonna pay you to stand there and do nothing, literally. It doesn't matter what age anybody is. When your team's here and you're not willing to help, get the get the fuck out. Then pretty much get the fuck out of here. And it's but the lady comes back. She'd go through because going to school. She's an older lady, and you know, telling us about how life's going in school and all that kind of stuff. And there's just some people, they just don't want to work, especially in like tribal standards for a casino and stuff. Because my cousin's on the board or whatever, that kind of stuff. You hear that all the time. You're like, dude, that's everybody's cousin, dude. Like, well, who cares? And it's like, it just comes down to whether you want to work hard or not. If you don't want to work hard, you're not going to go anywhere there. Um, if you want to work hard, dude, you can move up pretty easily. It just takes years of your life and dedication on your behalf, right? And that comes down to almost every other job, right? And the sooner some people realize that, the better. And stop holding themselves back, because there was a lot of people. There's some guy named Fred, and he had a real nice truck. He had a big old diesel truck, a big old Dodge. I remember I was like, oh man, that's so nice, such a dope ass truck. But he started down as a line cook, and he worked his way up, saved, and built a family and stuff like that. He was, worked at the casino his whole life and stuff like that. awesome, you know. Dude was like a manager, so he built himself up. Didn't have an education, you know, besides high school or whatever. Oh well, I mean, he was able. He's willing to dedicate himself towards that, and build himself up that way. You know, sure, it's riddled with drinking problems, but the world's riddled with it. Drugs, fentanyl, all that kind of jazz. You know, but that's no excuse to not work hard and try to attain the things that you want to attain in life, right? And you know, these are great examples of um, everyday people that nobody really recognizes, what, right? Because they're not famous. One wouldn't think that they're famous, but you know, they live on from what I've seen, you know, because you know they worked their asses off, and I seen these people there each and every day, and they were nicest people, man, some of the nicest motherfuckers, and you know, those were some of the examples that I seen when I first entered like the workforce, and what helped motivate me, you know, so. Um, and you know, I just want to say one more thing before I go here. There was always that stigma of, you know, these kids don't work because when I turned 18, that's what I heard from those old people, and they were like, "Right, Travis," and I was like, "Well, I'm 18. This is my first job too," and they're like, "Oh, well, you're an exception. You work too hard. You're way older than what you think we thought you were, and stuff like that, or way younger than we thought you were. But you know, you're proving it wrong essentially, and it's like." Thanks, man. I appreciate that, but you know, it's just when you first enter the workforce or you're really young, don't listen to any of that crap. It's just BS at the end of the day, and sometimes people are just gossiping about something, or maybe they don't know what to talk about, so that's what they say, you know. So um, always be willing to prove them wrong. Be like, hey, man, I'm a young guy. Then pretty soon you're gonna be the old guy, and you might be saying that. And if you are saying that, just remember that one day you heard that, and and you didn't like it at one point, right? I'm sure it's been there since the beginning of time, since people been able to work, right, and do things. So, but anyways, I hope you guys have a great one. If you guys like this ramble, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I do appreciate it. Peace out, guys.